Well, help me with this thing here. I don't know. I'd rather it be on my laptop. I don't know if I got, yeah, see this thing screwed up. God damn it. Excuse my language, I'm on live right now. Nope, I got one person here. We've had to, technical difficulties with the laptop, so right now I am on my cell phone. My technical expertise is out here.
I don't think it expert.
Yeah, once, so it's
Your piece is crying.
Sorry about the problems here. Close. And then does it have internet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's connected. Okay.
For the Microsoft Edge.
Might be switching back over to another live here, but I wanted to leave you guys hanging. Go live. Can I just click on this?
Yeah. Maybe.
How do I... Okay, FPV, you made it here. And now me. How do I see the comments on here? No?
I have no idea, actually.
Well, I can see it on there.
Yeah, you can see it on here.
But where is the comments at? No, I got 4 on here. Sorry, we're just having some, yeah, say root beer, okay. Oh, we got some off-ball people here. I don't know. I don't want that. It's the only way I know how to get rid of it.
There.
There it is. Okay. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Rotate device back. Can I rotate it this way? Oh. Nope. It won't let me. That's weird. I would like it to be on here. Oh, I rotated it around so they can see everything now. Okay. I'm figuring it out. Just give me a few minutes here. Let me get my... Yeah. Go stare at the ceiling fan for a little bit. I don't even know if they can hear me or not. How about right there? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I had to switch you over to my cell phone here, and now putting you on the tripod. Hey, there we go. Might not be the best quality, but it's better than nothing, right? Yeah, because I don't know how to switch it over to my laptop.
You might have to start another live on
your laptop. But I've already got, 6 people in here already. Let's just deal with it for a while and, So, anyways, cougar time. I've done a little bit of work to here. I've got, did a lot more sanding and filling on the turtle deck anyways. And it's looking pretty good. And I found some divots in the side here that I filled. So now's the time to go over it and make sure you're happy with how it's looking, because once we start covering here, there ain't no going back. So I just got a foam block here, and we'll go over it a little bit more, but it's...
Probably say root beer.
I did say root beer.
I'll say root beer, yeah.
I did. I said root beer.
Root beer.
I like root beer. I like cream soda. I don't know what that is. Yeah. So I'm just going to do some... I guess you don't have to see me. That's Mackenzie. That's my oldest daughter. She's the internet hero here.
When I just watched you and did nothing?
Yeah. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's a nice smooth. I really like how that came out there. That transition before was terrible. Now it's nice and smooth. I wish you could figure out how to get it on there. It probably won't transfer.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? This is going to be hard to do on here. Won't let you. Maybe you got to put a description there. How do I put a description on? Just covering cougar.
Oh. Covering what?
Cougar. That's Kouger. It won't find it. Because cougar, it thinks it's mixed spelled too. No, K, not C. Cougar. Okay. K-O-U. Cougar.
My bad.
See? Edit.
No, it still won't let you.
Damn it.
Well, y'all are just gonna have to deal with mobile.
Yeah. I like the fact that I can look and see who's all on here. I only got 3 now, but it's one of them me. That's alright. We'll deal with it. I just might have to move you guys around a little bit here. So, anyways, I went through and I picked all the loose covering off and everything, but got a lot of dust here, so you're going to have to bear with the noise for a minute. I'm going to vacuum this up so it's nice and clean. I need to get rid of this. I need that extension cord that you're stepping on. Sorry.
Well, I'm skedaddling.
What's that?
I'm skedaddling.
Oh, okay. Thanks for coming out.
Yep. Bye, chat.
Okay. So we're going to start with the simple stuff here. And see if I can get you guys kind of adjusted a little bit better there. So we're going to start with the elevator. I want to get this big so I can see what the heck I'm doing. There we go. Guess it don't need to be that big. There we go. So the bottom's going to be this metallic silver here. It's a darker color than the main silver that we're using on the top. I think it looks super nice. I already have my workstation set up over here for covering. Let me see something here. This is just driving me nuts that this ain't right and we're losing people like crazy. Who's all online right now? There's 3 of you. Let me do something here. See if I can schedule a stream right here. Right now in front of you, how's that sound? Because I'd rather you guys be able to see what I'm doing than using the little thing on the phone. So, Sid Kougar. Covering. Let's do. Start covering. Got to get this all set up here. Kougar. Done. Next. Oh, forgot that. Done. I'm trying to move it over to my laptop here, so I started a new stream. If you want to leave this one, I'll end it. But this one hasn't started up yet. I don't know why it's doing this. It's got to be a YouTube issue. Yeah. I'm just going to have to keep going with this. I'm going to delete this one. Unselected. Of course, it won't let me delete it. This. Sorry about all this technical crap. whatever. Let's just. Yep. Okay. Yep. Whatever. I'm done. Okay. So, covering iron. You're gonna need a knife, pair of scissors, whatever else you need. The important part was is that the elevator is gonna be the dark platinum on, or the platinum silver on the bottom, and then the lighter one on top. And I got the hatch here just to kind of get started. So we'll start with the elevator here. And granted, it's a straight piece of wood, but I still measure it, and it's 2 inches, so we'll go 2 1/4. And I'll come over here to my glass. And I'll cut a piece out a little bit bigger than 2 inches. I like measuring it because it less waste. I also got a sharp number 11 X-Acto blade now. So my covering iron is set to about, well, you can see it there, 230-ish. You want to tack the covering down and not shrink it. Now on a little small piece like this, there we go. On a little small piece like this, for those that are joining me, we've been having some technical difficulties with the live, so I've had to switch over to my phone because my computer's not wanting to act right. So you just have to bear with me on the camera angles. But I like to start kind of in the center and just tack it down. And I know some of the guys have told me that you tack each 4 corner and then go through the center and tack it down so you don't get it. This is what works for me. You do what works for you. So I did hit this and on the off camera I did hit this with the sander, the belt sander, a little more to get more of the bevel into it. You guys don't want to watch me sit here sand for an hour. Hey, look at all the hearts. So I just work myself back and forth, center out, and you can put a little bit of pressure on your covering here to pull some of the wrinkles out, but for the most part you're doing it with your iron. I got a little bit of downward pressure on this, but not much. And I can feel the covering stretch too, like as it's heating up, it's stretching out, so that's always a good thing. And seeing as we're doing a two-tone color, we got to have some separation, so that way you don't see any of this when the plane's sitting on the tarmac, as I would say. Now I'm just working my end around here. Okay, so now that I got a little bit there that on the corner I got to do. You can see down the center where I kind of got the centered right on the hinge line. That was by accident, not on purpose. And then I'll just come around the back side here and finish it off, sealing that edge up. I'll do the same on the back side, just working it, and all I'm doing is working it around. Now this is where you kind of gotta decide what you're gonna see here. Now I am gonna wrap this, but I'm not gonna worry about getting the whole thing around my corners here. But you can see right there where it's crinkling up. So I'm gonna put a little slit in there because that's where it wants to come around on me. Same thing, you can see it, it's like right there. Okay. Then I'll tack those little corners down. Sometimes it helps to pull the covering away. Okay. Okay. And then I got another crease in there. Because this, if you remember right when I sanded these, I sanded a bevel into it. Okay. So we're going to wrap this a little bit just for fuel protection, but not too worried about aesthetics, what it looks like. And this is where I'll trim it off because I'm not going to go all the way around to the top on it. Then I'll just take what little excess I do have and wrap it around the top. When we get done with the top covering, I'll come around, and this is not the color you'll see. It just gives a little bit of protection against fuel there. You need at least a 1/4 inch gap overlap on your covering seams. Okay. Okay. I don't even think that might need a little bit of attention there. Got a few little wrinkles there, but Sometimes you can just run over it with your iron here. And work them out. I don't like stuff like that. Don't fret that too much because a hot blow gun will get that out. So we got that part done. We're not going to do the top until we get all the bottom done on the rest of the covering. So now we'll do the hatch. I'll go ahead and measure that out. This doesn't have to be super accurate, but especially on like these rounded parts. So 3.5, 4 inches. And I think 3.5 will work fine. So we'll go 3 3/4 or so. None of you have seen my stand there. That's what that piece of glass is there for. And this is my straight edge. This piece of aluminum here. Okay. Now with our hatch, we want to make sure that we can get it around all sides. Like that's a little, might be a little on the short side there. But that's why I measured the bottom of the fuse here, so that'll work fine there. There we go. Is that going to stay? Yeah. Okay. And I'm just doing the same thing back and forth here. Just working out my wrinkles. Working the center way out. Wait till you guys see the wing. Okay, so we got that hair down, and now this is where scissors come into play. If I can get this thing set down. So anyways, what I like to do, see, with these thick scissors, you can cut right along the edge, and you'll automatically create your 1/4 inch seam that we're going to need. Now it doesn't matter a whole lot if we cut this or not back here, but I'm going to, because when you see this, you're going to see this seam, and I like it to be real nice and straight instead of angled like it is. So we'll just come across here, find where the covering likes to cut at. See, I'm not cutting it, I'm just slicing it. And just try to be as accurate as you can and as straight as you can. If I can find a happy medium where you guys can see what I'm doing. that side. There we go. Sometimes just getting it started is a little bit of a pain. Then I'm just going to wrap the ends around here. Okay. Oh. Need to cut a lot back here, but I will a little bit. Okay. And then the front saddle section here. I'm not going to trim it a whole lot, but I am going to trim the clear off of it. The clear border that goes around the covering material. And then we'll slice it at our bevel here. And this part nobody's gonna ever see, so it doesn't matter a whole lot just as long as it's there. Now, when you put the wing down, I like to do this on my planes to give the saddle a little bit of protection underneath here. And the end grain of the sheeting right there. Then I'll come in here and I'll just cut out what doesn't have balsa behind it. And so I got a little wavy on me, but I ain't too worried about it. You're not going to see a whole lot of that. Okay. Now let's see if we can cut a piece on it. We cut that out at what? 3 and almost 4. So I'll cut a piece out about 4.5. Make sure we get good overlap on that hatch. There we go. Now, for those of you who are wondering, this is Monocoat. This is the last of the fresh rolls I had. I bought this stuff years ago knowing I had to do the Cougar restore, and I wanted to change the colors out, so I bought it when it was still relatively available. Now, that looks pretty good there, and we got plenty of room to fold the edges over. I move it over a little bit here, then I'll tack it down. That's the same thing on this piece. It's just, you know, center out, you know, no matter how big it is. Okay. Pretty good there. We can use those pieces later when it comes to doing like the angles around the elevator and stuff. I'll show you guys how I around the elevator, and seams the one you got a built plane and you got to cover it. I don't need quite that much, so I'm going to trim some of this back. So I got a pretty good seam around there. Remember, this fits pretty dang tight. I appreciate the three of you that are sticking around. And then I'm going to trim this up. This is kind of hard to explain, but I'll trim up till this doesn't create that kind of void anymore, see? And that's where wrinkles come from. So I'm getting as close as I can here. I mean, I guess I could use the knife, it'd probably be a little better. Okay. And now it'll fold flat. Kind of like wrapping a Christmas present, you know? And then we'll fold this down flat. I don't know how well this is going to stick, seeing as it's kind of a rough edge. But it doesn't really matter a whole lot. because it's a hatch and you're just protecting it. All you're worried about is this surface right here. I left these a little long so I could fold them back over just for that extra protection there. I don't know which one's the front. I think this is the front side. I haven't done yet. And then I'm just going to cut this short because this will be sandwiched between the wood. See what I mean? I'll do the same on the other side here. In case you didn't see it the first time here. Okay. Try to get some of this stuff down. Anyways. Yeah, this way, right? Yeah. That's not too bad. At least it still fits with the covering around it, so we got plenty of space to put more covering when we come to cover the fuselage up. Now what I'll do, since I've got this in my hand, I'll run a T-pin down through. Maybe. Might have to get a drill bit on them. Remember I put all that CA down there to harden the balsa wood up. Yep. Okay, we'll deal with that later. But we can run a drill bit down through there. Sometimes we can get away with a T-pin. Okay, now I always work from the back to the forward. Now on the bottom down here, I'm not too worried about getting covering right in there. In fact, I don't even want to. If you remember all the epoxy that was in here, that's why another thing I did off camera is I smoothed this out as best I can with my Dremel and got in there with a sandpaper just to smooth it out. But what I'm going to end up doing is tri-stocking this whole area back here. So all I got to do is go to it, and then, but I'll have to wait to shrink the covering down until after I get that down, because that's going to help hold my seal my edges down too. I'll throw some epoxy and probably some 1/2-inch tri-stock, or whatever looks right in there. But we'll cover the tri-stock also so it all blends together. But we'll go ahead and get these elevator halves under here covered. This probably ain't going to be a big enough piece. Nope. Just barely shy, so I'll have to use that elsewhere. Or maybe it just goes into the covering bin. So I'll cut both pieces out at the same time. Probably go about 6 inches. And one 6-inch strip should cover both halves. go. It finally let me delete that. That's not what I wanted. That's what I think I want. Huh. Wonder why I can't get. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do, on the monocoat, most covering, got the little clear edge there that they don't quite cover to. The new cover doesn't have that though, so. But since it helps peel the back plastic off just a little bit better. Like I said, I'm going to go to the seam, to the edge, but not quite to it. I'm going to leave a purposeful gap in there so that way when I get the tri-stock in there, it's got something to grab a hold of and the epoxy to dry to. Probably go a little further than that, like that. Okay, so I'm just going to tack the corners down, the one corner down here, and then I'll run it up right where I want it at. I'm going to have to turn the iron up just a tad bit more because it's not quite sticking like I want it to. Okay, then we'll cut her off, giving us a little bit to work with at the end. Then we'll do the same over here. Then I can grab here. I'm starting to get a wrinkle a little bit there. A little bit of a bubble. Just little to light pull there and it's gone. And then I'll just work back and forth, left and right. Okay. Okay. If you're just joining us, I've noticed some people, I don't know if you're coming and going or dropping out or what, but we've had to switch to my cell phone for the live stream for some reason. The computer didn't want to. But anyways, if you're just joining us, that's why we have some technical difficulty here. So I'm sorry if the screen's not that great. But we're just starting with the bottom covering here. Using a monocoat covering. This is a metallic silver. And then the top's going to get just the regular silver. Okay. I'm starting to get a little bit of a wrinkle up here, developed because of the curve of the elevator. So I'll just put a little relief cut in there. Okay, that's as far as I'm going to go on the leading edge. The rest of it, we'll get it from the top. I'm going to do the same under here, but this one I'm going to use the knife and get it real close here. Okay. Do you guys have any questions so far as to what I'm doing here? Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. Okay, just making sure my edges here are sealed down nice and tight. That way I'm ready for the next covering color on the top. And if you're not getting adhesion now would be the time to turn your iron up a little bit and get some shrink out of it. And I know a lot of people are always tempted to hit this with the gun right away, but you always wait until you're all done. That way your seams don't fall apart. Okay. Now all we got left to do is this little bit up here. So maybe this piece will work. Oh yeah. Okay. I always liked on these small pieces up towards the front, especially like this. I always like to give myself a little bit more than a 1/4 inch overlap on it because they're definitely more inept to falling off in flight, it seems. So we're going to want to wrap this around, so I'm going to do the same thing I did on the hatch itself and slice it down like this. And then I should probably put myself a little bit of a wing to flap over there. Let me trim this excess off. Just to give it a fighting chance that it won't fall off in the first few flights. You need to trim this back a little bit so it doesn't interfere with the where the bolt goes. Okay. And then I need to trim this back because I just want it on the front. I don't want to go all the way around like that. And instead of wrapping it around, I'm just going to leave it back here. And this will just create an edge for it, the fuel to get under. Oh. Okay. I doubt it sticks, but I'm going to wrap it around to the front of the firewall, being as it's painted and everything, and probably got a lot of oil on it. But we'll try. There we go. Okay, that's the bottom of the fuse, pretty much all done. This is where it's going to get interesting when we get into the top. So, I'm going to put this away for the time being and get this, I thought I already unwrapped one of the coverings. Did I? No, I did it. Well, let's do it here. So this is just straight up aluminum. That's, I think they call that metallic platinum. I don't remember what the name of the end was on the end of the tube. It's pretty though. Wish I had more of it. Maybe I'll find some at Toledo here in a couple months. Is anybody going to Toledo that's on here? Okay, so there's our silver unwrap. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to start with the top. I'm going to do the turtle. I will do the rudder first, and then we'll do the turtle deck. Hopefully we can get this done in one piece. That's going to be fun. And then maybe I can leave myself enough left over that I can get this done. So let's do the vertical fin and the top of the stabilizer first. And since we're already back here, we'll do this first. Probably going to need a little bit more here. I think we'll go 6. This I'm not going to put a seam down the center, not that you would see it anyways with the rudder being hung there, but just for my own enjoyment I'm going to try to do it in one piece. But that means we got to get this thing kind of centered here. And I'm going to go, and I got to cut around here. But I'm going to go inside of this. And I want to go up as much as I possibly can. I got a lot of overhang here. So about to the first, so about 2 inches. So we'll probably go like, I don't know, 1 3/4 inches. 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. So right about there. That's where we want to stop at. And then I'll just try to draw as straight as a line as I can. I'm not cutting it. This is more mark than anything. See, if you just, I don't know if you can see that in there, but there's a square in there. And then I'll just cut it out with the scissors. You could get all fancy with this and everything and get the straight edge out and all that, but eyeballing it works fine for me. Okay. Now, you can see we're going to have to cut it a little wider to get these edges to fold out. And that's the look we're going for, see? And always keep in the back of your mind, you know, when you're covering this stuff, you know, make sure you have enough of a gap. And if you don't, can you come back with a later piece and cover this? Now, I'm not too worried about the back part of this rudder and elevator, or this rudder and the you know, blocks that are back here, because when I come back I can leave these a little long and I can wrap this right here, and then I can wrap this around here when I do this part. Just got to try to remember to do that. We're pretty straight there. You want to check this thing a million times. See right there, we're a little, might have to bring it back just a smidgen bit. Like that. And start packing it down. We're getting a little hot. I'm going to cool it down a little bit. I don't know why this iron does that, but it seems like every time I set it down, it just increases in temperature, like it's moving on its own. Ooh. I'm just gonna run up against here, and back and forth, inside out, just like I've been doing. That was weird. Okay. Wow, that looks nice. And see how I went around? And I got a little gap, little lip there for fuel protection. Same on the other side. We'll have to knock that out and put it back in later. The guide for the rudder thing there. Where's everybody going? I'm gonna have to forget to do the live streams. I guess they're dying out. Okay. Thanks for sticking around. It looks like it's just me and you. So when I get in here, I'm not going to cut right to the edge. I'm going to come out a little bit. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do the old angle. So that way I can wrap this down along the fuse side here. Because I don't need all this up here. But by going into an angle, let's look at it from the bottom. By going into an angle here, you'll leave yourself a flap to come around. And you'll still get it on the elevator where you need it at. Now I'm just going to start working my way around the front here. I don't want to see any of the darker silver when you're looking at it from the top. So I'm going to wrap it all the way around the leading edge here. It's little details like this that I like. And I'm getting too much material here, so I'm going to trim it back some. Not always the best way to do it, but you can kind of hide the seam a little bit. Is to put some relief cuts in here. And then it'll fold over more flat and it won't crease up on you. Kind of like shrinking sheet metal. Now, if you take your time and you cut all this right, you'll end up with a pretty blind seam. I can't tell where the dark starts and the silver begins. That looks way better in person than it does on that camera. Watch me screw this side up. Yeah. See, I'm getting it too wide. Okay. We'll just keep going and then I'll make it neat here in a minute. One more. Okay. There we go. Now I'm getting it. Ah, so satisfying. I just want to make sure all our edges are nice and sealed down. Yeah, I like. Okay, what's next? Rudder. Now, I can always piece this nose piece here together and put a seam right here. That way I'm not wasting a bunch of monocoat cutting a block out. But the other thing I can do is go a little oversized and make a triangle out of it. So if we go 8, it'll get us the whole thing. And let's go 8 tall. Alright. Big old piece. I'm not going to worry about going over the turtle deck yet. I'll do this at its own piece. And then I'll make sure when I come across here that I got the overlap like I did on the elevator to come up the rudder a little bit. This is kind of the pain in the butt part, like trying to work around all this stuff. If I would have if I would have been the one built, if this would have been a new build, this would have all been covered separately, the turtle deck or these block fairings would have been added on after the covering, and the rudder and elevator and all that would have been done separately. Would have made it a heck of a lot easier. So we're going to make this a little big. Set this over here for the other side. And work on getting this side, the edges done. And of course I got to get rid of the clear part. Now the front of this rudder is going to get the red scallops, and we're going to cut that out in the decal, so I don't have to worry about getting it all the way down. You can see how it's getting awfully tight in here because of this radius. So we'll cut that, we'll do that when we do the red. So now I'm just going to trim this back from where it's at now and leave it kind of tight. There's a profile here. And we'll just come across here and seal these edges up. This is our top side. And of course the angle never goes the way you want it to. Have any of you guys been watching the master class with on Dubro? Yeah, I think I've seen you on there. Did you not like Josh's response to all the junk at the swap meets either? Last week on the live. I don't know. They were just talking about going to, like, I think it was they were talking about going to events this winter, or events they were going to go to this winter. And then Josh made that comment about all the junk that you get at swap meets, and I'm like, a lot of planes. My thought on it was a lot of planes that I buy, and I know a lot of other people buy, come from swap meets. I think everybody on this channel knows how much I like my used airplanes and doing restorations and stuff. And I mean, I don't know. It just seemed kind of off the wall comment to me, and almost disregarding some of the restorers and used plane people out there in the world. I don't know. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm barking up a tree that don't need to be barked up. So yeah. Or something to type that says every airplane needs to have a pilot and every airplane deserves to fly. No matter how bad it is. We got I got a free cadet senior Mark II given to me, and it's a good looking plane, don't get me wrong. I mean, whoever covered it did a really nice job, but there's always that but. It's got the fuselage got water damage on the inside of the left fuse, and it's pretty warped. Yeah, he is. I think I'd have done things a little differently than him on that T6, but I see where he's going with it too. And I guess that's the kind of junk that you buy at the swap meets. Because I'd have bought it, to me that was probably a $400 or $500 plane at the swap meets. So I wish he would do more on camera like I'm doing here, but I'm comparing. Okay, we're not quite. I almost forgot. I need to cover this. Because if you look real close, you can see there's little imperfections in here, and I want to paint this to match the bottom. So I need this to be solid, and you can see the square coming through, which is fine. You could do that, but I'm going to take it an extra step. And I got some flat stock here, and I'm just going to start tracing this out and cover it all up, and then when we get done covering, I'll paint this black to match this. So I almost forgot about the little bit of fabrication I got to do. So I'm going to start marking for the square here. And I mean, obviously the prettier you can make this, the better off you are. No, that was a Midwest AT6 kit that was built a long time ago, probably early 90s was when Midwest kits were super popular. That was a real popular kit back in the day, especially for scale contests. I remember having a few of them. But no, it's not new. That's a used airplane. I was kind of excited to see that when they first announced that they were going to be doing a restoration on the plane. back then because I was like, man, that's what I'm into. Okay, so now that's what we're left with. And then you can see it's fitting down in there real nice. I was thinking of the PT. What's the PT? Maybe I haven't watched all of them. See how that looks. Oh yeah. Well, I got a rough cut here. Oh, on his channel. Okay. Yeah, that was the you're talking about that yeah, the float plane he's building. Yeah, that one's new. I'm talking about the on Debro that he's got a what they're calling a master class that's live every other Monday, twice a month on Debro's YouTube page. And that's where they're doing the P6 at. I like what he's doing with the race the pea shooter he's doing. I would never own a plane like that, but you won't see anything like that on this channel. I can't afford it. And he went to that museum there a while ago, and that was pretty neat. This is Smithsonian, if I can talk. Yeah. So I'm just gonna spot glue this on, and it's with my. Of course not. Of course my glue bottle's all clogged up. It ain't gotta be much, just enough to give her some adhesion here. Okay. Then I gotta fine tune those. I just run, of course. Again, it's just a filler piece. Okay. And I'm just barely touching it, trying to sand it in here. And once I get done with the painting the canopy here with the black outline and stuff, you won't hardly see it. It'll be covered in black. That's gonna look nice. Yeah, I can live with that. Okay. I'm putting off the turtle deck because it's going to be a pain to cover. Maybe it won't be that bad. Let's see, we got... Trying to get an accurate measurement here. It's kind of a pain on when you're trying to do things one piece. Will probably be way big. I'm thinking 6. Yeah, I think I'm going to go 6. Because it'll be 6 here. It'll be... Where will 6 get us here? It's going to wrap around, and that'll get us almost all... That'll get us the whole top deck if I go 6. So... Yeah, I'm going to be there too, so, you know, make sure you come see me if you're there. I got 3 tables this year. I'm trying to get a banner made for, so people will see me. I'll be there on Saturday. I will probably bring the Ultimate, maybe this, for so you guys can... If anybody wanted to see it up close, that'd be the time to do it. Not for sale, obviously. Just like anything else, I'm going to lay this out and I can get the whole thing. See? I can go all the way up to the tail. So, I'm going to come up here like this. And if we don't get completely wrapped around the top, that's okay. I can always bring the edges up here when I do the sides. So, now what I need to do is cut this up so it'll fit around the rudder. I'll try to get you guys over here so you can see what I'm doing here. That's about as good as it's gonna get. So we know we got 6, right? 6 inches. Yep. So I'm gonna split the difference and do a 3-inch. On here. And I want to be as accurate as I can so that way I know where that seam's at and how long it's got to be. And then we know we need, I'm measuring the fuselage now, we know we need about an 8 inches give or take. So I'm going to set my tape measure up to 8 inches on the top here so I know when to stop. There we go. That's happy right down the middle. Okay. There we go. How's that? Pretty good? I don't know that, well, I'm not sure that, I know Brian's going to be there. I know he said he would be, but I'm not so sure that Josh is going to be there. Okay, that's pretty good. We're going to ignore the wrinkles for now down here. We're just going to focus on this half. On getting this down. I'm literally just going to start right at the top here. Okay. Got that done. Like I said, this is going to be kind of the pain in the butt part, trying to get this to do everything I need it to do. So, I don't know if you can see this little pucker here that's starting down the spine here. I'm going to try to get that out, and then so I'm going to work metal, right? And I'm going to pull. And then you can see how that's starting to come out. And I'm just going to work that section down. And then I'm going to do the same, and I'm just going to work up a little bit here at a time. Okay. I'm going to go down here. Okay. Center again. We'll get down a little further this time. That's pretty good. I don't have much here to work out. And I'm going to lose my stretch once I get down so far, probably within a half an inch or so here. So I'm just going to try to work the wrinkles out as I go across here. I'm pushing really hard with the iron. Yeah, I'm going Saturday. I'll be there all day. So yeah. Oh, I got 3 tables. I got a bunch of stuff to sell too, so I'll have a bunch of homies and new and box stuff and old hardware. So if anybody's looking for anything in particular, you can always reach out to me. I just need to. There's stuff that the hobby shop in Iowa closed, and he sent me home. I don't know, 3 or 4 binding fly. You've seen them, and if you watch my videos, they were sitting up at the front. The Corsair, Mustang, a couple others. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head. Pretty nice stuff from, like I said, new and box from Horizon. I'll have those there, and I need to sell them so I can get the hobby shop out in Iowa with some money. Okay, now that's looking a little scary down here. But the reason is because it touched and I wasn't ready for it to go there yet. Okay. And this is where this guy comes in handy. If you ain't got one of these and you cover it a lot, this is a little top flight trim sealing tool. Oh, this thing has been amazing for doing recovers. I bought this in Dayton 4 or 5 years ago when that started. So we'll let that warm up a little bit. And we'll start working on the other side. Sorry, I knocked the camera there. There you go. Yeah. Okay. It's looking pretty good. Okay. That don't look too bad. We got a big crease there, but I think that'll come out with the heat gun. And then I'm just going to start working my edge here. I'm putting some black marks on here, so I need to clean my iron. I don't know where I used it at last. You know what, that dryer sheet makes the shop smell really good. It's not acetone, so it's not going to burn your eyes. And I noticed I got some black on the top, which I'm not going to be able to just rub. Try not to burn myself here. I mean, look at all the crap that came off of that. It's crazy. Don't want to go any further than where we have our cut here. Okay. Let's do the same to the other side. I'm a little off here, but that's okay. Can always come back, and I'm sure we'll make this too big and we'll be able to put our lip there. Oh, thank you, Colin. I appreciate it. I think I'll be able to get some of these wrinkles out with the hot iron or the blow gun. I'm just going to come across here now and do the top of the fuselage here. Now this little problem child back here. Boy, that's ugly. So we just cut this open. And if we come across here and just put the smallest of slit right there, it'll lay flat. There we go. Okay. No, I don't, yeah, I use, this Hanger 9 sailing iron. So I'm just going to work this back. I'm going to set it on its side here, but I'll try to keep you guys focused here. Here we go. Yeah, like a, yeah. And I'm just going to work it with my trim tool here just a little bit at a time. I mean, this is not a big area here, and I'll just keep working it. And I'm just working these little creases and these little bubbles up to where they can escape. And I might use a little assistance with my thumb on pulling it. Better make sure my phone ain't gonna die here. Oh, it's going all right. We're almost at our limits here, though. I think we're gonna have to start thinking about calling it a show. Let's get this tail section finished up. That's where we'll stop covering and chit chat for a minute. I got some stuff to show you guys. Okay, so sometimes you got to get a little unique with where your hands are at and where you can pull. Okay. There you guys can see a little closer. There's a little new one here. Like I said, I'm just working the bubbles up. So there went one. And another one. And I got some pressure on here to try to work them out. Try to keep as few air bubbles as possible underneath there, because that's what causes bumps and ripples. I think I'm starting to get sick. Hope not. Make sure you burn yourself at least 3 times while doing this. That's very important. That bad boy right there, it's trying to form, but I ain't gonna let it. There we go. Woohoo! Okay, so we don't need all this. We already got some of it covered. Alright, so we're just going to lose a lot of this. Okay, and then we're going to lose some of this down here. See how it wanders off? Yeah, exactly. That's pretty good. And we'll do the same to this side. Okay. Then we can finish this turtle deck off. Could be wrinkly. I don't know if it's going to come out. I think it will. We're going to find out here in a moment. Okay. Let's see. Where's my hot gun at? I had it out earlier. This thing's got three heat settings on it. Let's just try for open right now and see what we get out of it. It feels like it's hot enough. Got a pretty big bubble right there. Little trick my mom and dad taught me was to get her going and put a hole in it, and it should shrink out because the air just ain't got no place to go. I'm not going to hit it real heavy because it's not, like I said, it's not covered all the way, so I just want to see what we got going on, see what it looks like. Yeah, I think it's going to come out. It's starting to. I got a couple baggy areas here I need to work at, but not too bad. Not for being one piece. And then the only other thing I want to do is come back here and trim this tail deck. I think I only need the one piece, so I'm going to take the other one completely off. Nope. Okay. Looks good. Yeah. I'm not going to wrap it. I'm going to cut it on the turtle deck side here. I'm going to cut it right off because the canopy will go underneath of it, over the top of it. and that'll stop it from wind getting to it. So right to it, and then I'll come across here. Just make sure we got a good adhesion here. There we go. Okay, it covers that up. So when we glue the cover and glue this down, and of course this is going to get a black. We're going to paint this whole thing black, except leave the windows open. I got a lot of flack for not painting my canopy, so we're going to do that one. Anyways, I want to show you guys this wing. I did get it stripped down this morning, and I was surprised, as probably as most of you will be, as to some of the damage going on here. So here's the left landing gear plate. It's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with it. This one's completely fuel soaked. It's dripping in oil. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go in here and extract this. This is also the one that's loose. You know, that wobble back and forth that I wanted to put a bushing in. I haven't ordered the material to do that yet. But I think the first thing I'm going to try on this is to just heat it up and seep the oil out of it. So seep the oil out of it, and then come in here and Mod Podge it so the covering sticks. I don't really want to get into this foam wing. Anyways, the other thing is when I rip the ailerons off, these are so rusty that they're not bending around. This is the aileron tube. This broke when I pulled it apart, but these things are so rusty that they won't rotate on the brass anymore. The whole thing's rotating in there, so it's making it really loose and floppy. This one's worse because it's broke. So we're gonna have to go in here. We're gonna have to dig all this balsa wood out. I'm gonna have to replace these with single servo aileron setup, and then redo all this back here. So there's that. This wingtip's got some fuel soaking to it too, so we're gonna have to deal with that. I think again Mod Podge on this stuff, and I think I'll heat it up with the heat gun and work as much oil as I can out of it. My buddy suggested that I let it sit for a week in kitty litter. I might try that to get rid of some of this, and maybe maybe let it sit on top of the wing for another week or so. So this is going to be a bit more work than I thought it was going to be on the wing. Not a big deal, just a little bit of a setback. I thought we were going to strip this and recover, put new ailerons on it, rehinge it, be done. But instead I'm reworking all these linkages and stuff. So, yeah, that's the wing. And I did get the graphics in for it. I was hoping to get some of them on today, but this is taking too long. Oh. That's for the flags are for the rudder. This is for the wing. I'm not sure what the little ones are for. I didn't ask for those, so I have to find a place to put them. And then the USAF for the wings. And then the Air Force and that for the sides. They look super nice. But yeah. Any questions, guys? No? Okay. Alright, well, I think yeah, let's call this one a video, and hopefully next week. Again, I apologize about all the technical difficulties we had. I've never had that computer mess up like that before. So, how many hours so far? Let's see. Besides the live stream, so this is video 3. So we got 6 and some hours, 6.5 hours in that, because they're about 2 hours apiece. And then I worked on it for 3.5 hours this morning, so 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's call that 10 hours. And then the strip down that I didn't video initially, that was probably another 2 hours to get the electronics and all that in. So we're probably 12, 13 hours into this build so far, I would say. And we got at least another 2 in the fuselage with the finish the covering. And then that wing's probably going to be 4 or 5 hours. So we'll probably have 20 hours-ish into this rebuild when it's all said and done. I mean, granted, everything else is just going to go right back in it, so I don't really have to change much. But, yeah. Okay, we'll see you next time, too, Colin. Thanks for visiting, and thanks, everybody, for watching. I mean, this has been helpful for the channel, too. I've been picking up quite a few subscribers and that off of it, so... we'll probably have at least 3 or 4 more weekends of this. I am limiting myself to not work on it during the week and only during the live stream, so please keep that in mind. So if it seems slow moving on the live stream, that's why. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe on go back and watch some of the other videos. I'm not sure if I'll have one out this Wednesday or not, but I'm going to try real hard. So anyways, you guys have a good weekend, and I'll talk at you later.